Okay, guys, we'll begin now. So everybody, thanks very much for taking time to join us this morning. My name is Gordon Cooney. So good morning to everyone, or good afternoon if you're joining us from Indian Standard Time, but I assume everybody has had their morning coffee at this stage. So guys, so what we're going to show you today is how Odoo handles reverse charge VAT. So let's get the slides up here. Yeah, so just to introduce who will be speaking, just introduce myself. I'm Gordon Cooney. I'm a business development manager here at Target Integration. I'm part of the sales team, of course. We have Ayush Sahni, who is our Odoo accounting consultant, and we have Muzammil Ahmed, who is a senior software consultant and expert at Odoo as well. So just to give you guys a brief agenda of what we're doing today, I'm going to talk you through who is Target Integration and what we do here. My colleague Ayush will go through what the reverse charge mechanism is. My colleague Mohammed will give you an introduction to Odoo and talk you through a brief demonstration. And at the very end of it, we'll open up the floor for a Q&A session. So who we are. So Target Integration, guys, it was founded in 2008 by our CEO, Rohit Thakral, with the goal that every business should be able to leverage the full power of their business insights. Our global headquarters is in City West campus in Dublin. We have a sales and back-end office in the UK between Birmingham and Hemel Hempstead. We have a very heavy presence in India. We also have a presence in San Francisco, and we have a development center in Greece too. Hence, we can provide a perfect mix of quality and value. And so what we do, so look, just we can describe it in numbers. So Target Integration has been in existence over 13 years. And during that time, we have completed nearly 6,000 projects. We have over 4,000 customers worldwide. Currently, there's over 90 of us within the organization, and we have 8 development centers globally too. And so here are some of our partners. A lot of these names you will recognize, such as G Suite, Microsoft, Salesforce. We're also premium partners with Zoho, and the reason we're here as well, it was Odoo, of course, with the reverse charge VAT. So what I would like to do now is pass you over to my colleague Ayush, who's going to talk you through what reverse charge VAT is.
Thanks, Gordon. Hello, everyone. So I'll be explaining you basically what the reverse charge VAT is. Reverse charge VAT is basically a mechanism where the responsibility to account for a VAT transaction on the sales is transferred from the seller to the buyer. And this reverse charge is applicable where the goods are taxed or charged for VAT in the country where the goods are received. So when is the reverse charge VAT applicable? Basically, it is a very commonly used mechanism within the EU. It is chargeable on the intra-community supply and acquisition of goods and services between businesses within the EU member state. A good example for this would be a trader in Germany selling goods to a trader in Ireland. In some countries, domestic supply and receipt of certain goods and services between businesses. A good example for this would be the construction industry reverse charge VAT, where the subcontractor is selling goods and services to the principal contractor in the UK who is VAT registered. But an important thing here is that the customer to whom the goods are being sold cannot be the end user. It has to be a B2B business transaction. So how reverse charge VAT works? So let's take an example that a trader from Germany is selling goods worth rupees. The selling price for the goods is 100 euros. And he's selling these goods to a trader in Ireland. So he wouldn't charge VAT on this transaction because this is an inter-EU transaction. Instead, on the invoice, he will just mention that reverse charge VAT is applicable and the customer's VAT registration number has to be mentioned. And the customer to whom these goods are being sold in Ireland will charge the sales VAT on himself on his VAT return, and then claim the input tax on it on his purchases back. So basically, the cash effect of this would be nil. So he will charge, let's say it was for 100 euros. So the VAT applicable in Ireland, it is charged at the rate which is applicable in the country where the goods are received. So 23 euros. So he will charge himself VAT on sales 23 and then claim this VAT back at 23%. So 23. So basically, this is how a VAT return for the customer would look like. So he has charged output tax of 23 and claimed back input tax of 23. So basically the VAT payable and repayable would be zero. And in the E2 column of the Irish VAT return, the intra-EU acquisition of goods would include the value of goods excluding VAT. So this would be 100. And after this, when the customer sells these goods to further customers who are the end users, then he will charge the normal VAT and the VAT will be payable to the revenue in due course. I will pass it on to Muzammil to tell you what Odoo is and how reverse charge is handled in Odoo.
So thank you, Ayush. Thank you, Gordon, for the quick introduction and a detailed elaboration of reverse charge VAT. So guys, also we have a separate Q&A session at the end, but if you have any questions, you feel free to drop that questions in the chat and you can raise your hand so that we will be happy to help you with that questions. So what is Odoo? So Odoo is basically an all-in-one business solution management software. So it can adapt almost all the critical departments in an organization, like a sales management, your inventory management, your accounting, production planning. So it's an all-in-one solution. So it's also scalable and adaptive. For example, let's say I'm going to start Odoo. I can, so basically Odoo is an app-based application. So basically I can install 3 to 4 apps to start with. And after 2 to 3 months, let's say I want to add another application, a sales application, I can just directly go and add it from my app store. And it does not require any technical expertise to add that application, because in Odoo, all the relevant apps are already integrated and it is very adaptive as well for any business organization. Odoo is a 100% customizable solution. It's an open source where you can customize the application based on your requirement. And it also has API, which is an XML RPC, which you can integrate with any third-party systems, and you can send and receive data from these third-party systems. Apart from that, we can also do a flat file integration with Odoo, where you can send CSV files for receiving the data or sending the data from the system. So why Odoo? So as I said, so Odoo is a app-based application. So it is founded in the year 2005. It's a Belgium-based software. So a key figures of Odoo is basically it has 60% yearly growth, and it has one of the biggest app stores. So where you can see around 28,000 apps in that app store. And we target integration. We are a gold partner of Odoo. Similar to us, we have around 2,800 partners around the globe, and Odoo has 175 offices across the globe. So the standing of Odoo is basically it has similar or equivalent features and scope in regards to SAP and Oracle and Microsoft Dynamics, who are the top players in the ERP. And when it comes to the UI and user friendliness, it stands more than ahead of all the top players. So it's very intuitive and it's very easy to use as well. So without further ado, I will directly take you to the demo and I'll show you how reverse charge can be, how Odoo handles reverse charge. So I'll just this one. Guys, again, if you have any questions, feel free to drop that in the chat. We'll be happy to help you. So this is basically the icon-based dashboard of Odoo. So each icon represents an application here. So I guess some of the attendees are new to Odoo. So I'll just glance through some of the handy features which you can use in Odoo. Then I'll take you through the workflow which I planned for today. So basically, if I ask you, can you create me a request for quotation from a purchase, you will not know where to go and find it. So for that, what Odoo has done is on this dashboard, you can just say quotation it's going to give you all the combinations of the navigations for the applications which I have installed. So I can just simply go and select my request for quotation. And here, this is basically a list view, and we also have a Kanban view as well. So I can use a lot of keyboard shortcuts on this particular list view or a Kanban view. When I pressed Alt, it's going to give me all the keyboard shortcuts, which I can use on this particular list view. If I want to create a quotation, I'll just simply go Alt C. It takes me to a form where I can create a quotation. Similarly, again, if I use Alt, it's going to give me some more combinations where I can use. So let's say if I go Alt J, it's going to discard this form. So that's how easy it is in Odoo. And also we have a filters and group by options, which is another USP of Odoo, which will help you to view the data on how you want to see the data. Let's say we have purchase orders and request for quotation. Let's say I want to see only my draft RFQs. So it will remove all the purchase orders and it will remove all the POs in the confirm state. So a group by, again, I can use it. Let's say I want to group it by based on a vendor. It's going to group all the RFQs based on the vendor. So it's very easy for me to search and group particular line items. So let's go to the workflow. So for this demo today, what I've planned is I'll create a request for quotation. From that, I'll confirm a purchase order. So on that purchase order, I'm going to, on the request for quotation, I'm going to apply reverse charge for that particular purchase, and I'm going to receive my product. And from that, I'm going to create a vendor bill. I'm going to show you how the journal items is captured. From there, I will take it to the tax report and show you how the tax items are captured. And also towards the end, I will show you how we can apply a fiscal position on a particular vendor to automatically take the reverse charge for a specific vendor. So let's start. Let's go and create a request for quotation. So here I'll just select a vendor. I'll select Deco Addict and I'll select a product. Let's say large cabinet. So here you can see as soon as I add my product, it has already added the standard rate tax here. So here you can see the taxes as 184. So what I have done here as a configuration is I've already added a reverse charge tax as a configuration. So I'll just remove this one and I'll add reverse charge. So as soon as I add my reverse charge, it's going to give me a nil tax here. So I'll just save this one. Again, in Odoo, you have the possibility to directly send a quotation via email. You can and you can also use a lot of email templates if you want to create templates based on the product level or based on the vendor level. So this template is basically a dynamic template where the PO number is, the request for quotation number is added automatically here, and even the quotation which you have created right now, it's going to attach as a file. So here you can see the lot of templates which you can use, and here also you can create your own template on the file, like save as a new template. So let's send this. So this is one of the important feature in Odoo. This section of the page is called a chatter box. So basically this chatter box will be available across all the applications in Odoo. So the use case of this particular chatter box is it's going to log, or it's going to track all the activities which you have made with this particular document transaction. So here you can see the email which you have sent, and it is also attached the document here. Similar to that, even if they reply to this email, it's going to log that here. So you'll have the complete audit trail of this particular transaction. So let's assume here my vendor has agreed to the quotation. So let's go and confirm the order. So here it's going to say the purchase order has been created. So Odoo, when I was talking, giving an introduction, I said it's a very integrated application. So how it's integrated is basically using the smart buttons. So a purchase receipt is basically a part of inventory where I'll go and receive my products, but I can see my receipts directly from the purchase order which I've created. So I have the possibility to directly validate my receipt from here, or I can even go to my inventory application and validate my receipts from there. So for the time being, I'm going to validate it from here. So now I have received my product. So let me go and create a vendor bill for this particular PO. So again, I have the option to create my bill from here, or I can go to my accounting application and create a bill for this particular purchase order. So let me go to my accounting application. So here you can see the dashboard of accounting. So it's going to give you the current financial standing of your organization. So you have the option to upload a purchase invoice which you receive from a supplier, or you can also create your vendor bill manually. So I have an option called auto populate, which is going to populate my vendor bill data from my purchase order which I've created. It's again a more automated way of creating a vendor bill. So let's go and select that PO. So as soon as I select my PO, it has added my vendor, it has added my product, and it has added the tax which I just created. So when I just go to my journal items, here you can see my input tax, which is VAT on EU purchase, and my output tax as counter tax. So it has the input tax has automatically canceled the output tax here. So it has a nil tax effect. So let me go back and confirm this, and I have to add a bill date for confirming this. So let's add today's date and confirm this. So as soon as I posted, the journal items will be posted. So now let's go and look at the tax report. So let's go to reporting and let's open the tax report. So I'll select this month because I've selected today's date. So here you can see this tax report is going to show you how much tax you have to pay the government. So I mean, I've made around 4 to 5 purchases in this month. I all had reverse charge. So there is no tax which you have to pay. And even in Odoo, one of the advantage in reporting is you can drill down to the lower levels. For example, on my input tax, if I just go on audit, it's going to show me all the purchases which I have made. So that's your base amount. So when I go inside, you can see what was my input tax that's debited. And when I go back, I can go drill down the output tax as well. Again, I can see what is the lines and the purchase lines, and I can see what is my credited output tax. So let's go. And now I'm just going to show you how fiscal position applies. So when I added deco addict, it has it automatically added the standard purchase rate tax. So what I've done is on the contacts, I've added for Azure Interior a fiscal position of reverse charge. So basically, when I'm going to create a request for quotation for my Azure Interior, it's going to automatically add the reverse charge. So let me go create a request for quotation again, select Azure Interior and select a product. Let's select a different product. Now let's select large desk. It's going to add the reverse charge. So there'll be no nil tax. So that's it for the demo, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to drop your questions in the chat. We'll be happy to answer it. So I'll pass it over to Gordon.
Yeah, guys, so we'll wait around for a while until you have, if any of you have any questions, feel free to raise your hand as well. But thanks very much for joining us. But what I want to draw your attention to is the service that we actually provide here at Target Integration, and they pretty much speak for themselves. So what we provide implementation services, we provide migration, we provide consulting, we provide training, and we provide custom software development as well. So there's a huge array and menu of services that we have to offer. If any of you guys have any queries, you would drop your messages in now. Or if you can't think of any, of course, feel free to drop us an email here, and the team will be very, very happy to help. And again, we appreciate you taking your time out of your day to join us. Thank you all so much again for your time this morning. I know it's not easy to fit something like this into your schedule, so we really appreciate the effort. If you do think of anything in the meantime, again, us here at TI, we'd be delighted to help and delighted to talk to you. But have a great day, and we hope to talk to you all again sometime in the future.
Thanks, guys. And yeah, as Gordon said, if you have any questions, feel free to drop your questions at info@targetintegration.com, and we'll be reverting back with your question, with your answers. Thanks all. Have a great day.
Have a great day, guys.
Thank
Bye.
you.